Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to News Dose. And Nintendo just dropped their Indie World Showcase today, where they revealed more than a dozen games, which does include a few exciting titles. But as ironic as this might sound, it also kind of made the Xbox Summer Showcase just that much more exciting. I'll explain why here in a little bit, but we did also get some news today for Xbox and their acquisition of Blizzard. I think this is great news for both them and fans alike. Then for PlayStation, they are taking that next step towards their big PC push. This is a significant development that I think is very welcome if you're a part of their Now ecosystem. By this point, it's clear. PlayStation is no longer just their consoles. Before we get started, though, do make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like this type of content. I am here every Monday through Friday, and if you want to stay up to date with all of the daily gaming news, hit those buttons for your daily game news dose. With that said, let's just go and jump right into things, starting off with Sea of Thieves, as it just hit a new milestone, which is very impressive for actually a few different reasons. Rare just revealed that Sea of Thieves has officially reached 40 million players across Xbox and PC. Now, what's so crazy about this announcement is that they actually just announced 35 million players back in February of this year. So they got an influx of 5 million new players in just 2 months alone. Maybe all that multi-platform discussion that surrounded this year, plus the failure that Skull and Bones is, maybe all of that just put a lot more eyes on Sea of Thieves. Free marketing, if you will. Either which way, though, this is incredible, and to think, it's still going to get another boost with the PlayStation 5 version that's right around the corner. Its pre-orders have been tracking well on the PlayStation charts. I think one thing that always stands out to me while talking about Sea of Thieves, though, is that I remember very well it was absolutely crushed with criticism when it first launched back in 2018. To this day, Sea of Thieves still sits at a 69 overall score on Metacritic, and while some of those initial criticisms were maybe merited, it didn't launch with a bevy of content. But I can tell you right now, as of 2024, that score does not speak to the quality of this game, not even close. It's a legitimate, great, and also very unique game. There's nothing else out there that plays quite like it, and when you have games like Skull and Bones, that game only makes Sea of Thieves look that much better. It really is the best of its kind, so big congrats to both Rare and Xbox. This really is one of the best turnaround stories for any video game ever made. Now let's go talk about that Nintendo Indie World Showcase, and I want to try to sum this up with some of the more exciting games that they revealed today. So the first of which is for Anton Blast. It feels like everybody's been asking for a Pizza Tower port because why not? It's a great game. But lo and behold, Nintendo, they have different plans. They just snagged Anton Blast, another high-speed Wario-like game, and it looks like its own chaotic type of fun. In fact, some of the people who worked on Pizza Tower is also working on Anton Blast. I mean, you can definitely tell there's a lot of similarities between the two, but this was a Kickstarter project back in 2022. It reached all of its goals in under 72 hours, and now here we are today. A demo is now available on the Nintendo eShop, and its full release is planned for November 12th. So, there you go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles also made an appearance. Splintered Fate, a previous Apple Arcade exclusive, is now breaking out of jail because it's officially heading over to the Switch this July. Now, this is a roguelike adventure with drop-in and drop-out multiplayer. I think that's actually an interesting take on this genre, and as somebody who grew up with the TMNT franchise, I think this is pretty cool to see. I'll just kind of say that more of those Apple Arcade games needs freedom. I'm looking at you, Fantasian. Come on. Let's make it happen. Now, they also revealed a new game by the name of Europa. It has this very attractive art style, and I guess it's some kind of 3D puzzle platformer. You can fly around, which is a little bit different, and there does appear to be some dungeon-like elements to it. I mean, it only got a brief trailer, so I definitely need to see more of this, but that is the thing here, because they also dropped a demo that you can play today. So if you're interested in Europa, maybe go and give it a try. I might do that myself, but it will be out sometime in 2024. Way Forward, the creators of Shantae, also revealed their next game, Yars Rising, in partnership with Atari. Yeah, this was definitely unexpected, but they're rebooting the 80s Atari game, and they're making it into what seems to be a Metroidvania. Now, its pace does seem to be a little bit slow, but because this is coming from Way Forward, I think it's at least worth paying attention to. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and just kind of hope for the best. It will be out sometime in 2024. Their big announcement, though, to end the showcase, of course, was not Hollow Knight Silksong. Yep, go ahead and cue the disappointment. I understand. Trust me, I'm looking forward to this game as well. But like I said yesterday, I was trying to temper expectations because I was skeptical that it would actually be at this event. I know a lot of people thought it would be just because there's been a lot of movement this past month, but for my own prediction, I would look more towards the Xbox Summer Showcase. Now, the reason I say that is because this is a big Xbox Game Pass game, something that they've heavily advertised in the past. They're already teasing it as is, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it finally gets its release date announcement at that Summer Showcase. So, ironically, yes, the Xbox Showcase just got a little bit more exciting. But however, Nintendo did end their showcase on a high note. They officially revealed Steam Heist 2, a 2D tactics shooter. Now, for those unaware, the first game launched way back in 2015 for the 3DS, and it was received very well. Got an 86 overall score on Metacritic, and it ultimately proved to be a fan favorite. So this might not necessarily be Hollow Knight Silksong, but this is still a great announcement in its own right, and admittedly, I think it does look very good. It's got this whole pirate theme to it, and there's a ton of customization. I believe they said it has like 100 plus weapons or something like that. And I just love the art style for these games. They have a lot of charm to them, and definitely don't sleep on Steam Heist 2. It will be out on August 8th of 2024. Overall, though, I thought this showcase was it was okay. I wasn't really expecting anything big to be announced here anyways, and at the very least, there was a few games that they showed that I will have on my radar now, and hopefully there's a few that interest you as well. Speaking of Xbox a moment ago, though, let's just go and talk about them and the Blizzard acquisition. I mean, we talked and talked and talked about this acquisition for 2 years. I kind of miss those times. What do you think? No, I'm just joking. But it was a long, drawn-out process. But one of the biggest hopes for this acquisition was Blizzard's freedom. They have far too many beloved games to be locked under Activision and their rule set for games which includes a heavy emphasis on monetization. It's no secret that Activision may have impacted Blizzard and their games in a negative way. So the idea that this acquisition could get them away from that mentality and to let them do what they do best, to create great games, is, yes, something that a lot of fans are hoping to see. And thankfully, we got another update today that reveals that this is very much the plan. I mean, we've already heard this from Phil Spencer in the past. He views them as the Pixar of gaming, and he wants to unlock that creative freedom. But it's one thing hearing it from him, but now we're also hearing it from the World of Warcraft vice president. She talked about the acquisition today, and this is what she had to say. If anything, it's just been helpful. We got time with Helen Chang from Mojang, and we were sharing information. So it's almost as if we have access to what worked for them. We got to speak to the Elder Scrolls Online team and share what we're up to and what's been working. It's almost like we get a benefit. There's no one asking us to do anything. World of Warcraft is doing very well, and they're very proud of what it's been able to accomplish. So it's almost like just let it be and let it keep being awesome. They've been tremendously supportive, and it's like let Blizzard be Blizzard. Now, I think as a fan, that's exactly what you want to hear. The thing about this acquisition is that it's no longer Activision Blizzard. It's just Blizzard. That's it. And Xbox is fully embracing that. They're giving them their creative freedom back. And while I don't expect those results to immediately be clear, I mean, you have to realize that they've been under the Activision culture for such a long time. So that's not going to immediately go away just like that. It will take time. But ultimately, we could start to see them push for that quality first mentality once again. And like Phil Spencer said before, they can be that Pixar for gaming under the Xbox umbrella. That's the hope, and that is their goal. Now, another hope that this acquisition has brought, though, is the idea that World of Warcraft could get a console port after decades of being a PC exclusive. Well, she was also asked about that, and she responded that, of course, we still talk about it. We're gamers. I don't think anything is out of the realm of possibility, but we don't have anything to talk about right now. So, I mean, at least they're thinking about it. I guess that's better than nothing. but I do imagine that Xbox is probably nudging them in the background to do an eventual console port. I do think that Xbox is going to be our friend when it comes to this console port. I mean, sure, Blizzard can have all their creative freedom. That's great and everything. Go out and create the best games that you can. But I think Xbox will still want a console port for one of their biggest and most successful games ever made. What all of this really tells me, though, is that yes, we are seeing minor improvements already for Blizzard under the Xbox umbrella. That was the hope, and we're already seeing that. Last week, they announced their comeback for China thanks to the NetEase deal. And that was actually a huge announcement. Previously, Activision had a huge dispute with NetEase, but with the help of Microsoft, Blizzard is back in one of their biggest regions. And then today, we got more confirmation that they are getting that creative freedom back as well. It might take time, but this acquisition really might pay off for fans of Blizzard specifically. Okay, so let's go and shift gears and talk about PlayStation and their PC strategy once again. I mean, this has been going on for a while now. They previously acquired Nixxes to help them out with this strategy, and they've already ported over various games. None of this is a surprise. But interestingly, their next PC port, Ghost of Tsushima, will debut with their new PC features. This has often been speculated, but it is now a reality. A PlayStation PC overlay will make its debut alongside Ghost of Tsushima. Now, what this means is that you'll be able to log into your PlayStation account where you can access your friends on PlayStation. It'll also have cross-play features, and you'll be able to unlock trophies for supported games. This is a huge shift for the PlayStation brand. They are now fully embracing the PlayStation ecosystem, and that means bringing PlayStation to their PC games. Now, I know there are people out there that won't play PlayStation games on PC because they're invested into the PlayStation ecosystem with things like trophies and their friends, but that's now changing. Now, they haven't said whether or not they'll update the games that they've already ported, like Spider-Man and God of War, but hopefully that will come later down the road as well. And then for the PC-only community that just doesn't want an overlay at all, well, for you all, Sony also mentioned that logging into PlayStation is completely optional. You're not forced to sign up for PlayStation or anything like that if you don't want to. It is optional. But this really is the next step for them in that more quote-unquote multi-platform approach. They suggested as much earlier in the year. They want to expand beyond just their consoles, and it definitely seems like there's going to be a heavier emphasis on PC in the future. And this is yet another sign of exactly that. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this episode. If you watched the Nintendo Indie World today, do let me know which game you're most excited about. But until next time, peace out.